Right here we have an oscillating fan. And then the way it works is that you turn it on first by pressing the button, and then you select your speed. And when you select your speed, it sends a signal to the motor to turn the axle at that certain speed. And at the end of the axle, there's a worm. This worm will cause the worm gear next to it to rotate. But that depends whether or not the shaft that's on top of it, the lever, is pulled up or down. And then once it's pulled up, there's actually a spring inside with ball bearings in it. And then so whenever this thing's pulled up, how it is right now, those ball bearings are squished and they're compressed in. But once you push that shaft down, the spring shoots out the ball bearings to the sides, locking the shaft, the whole gear shaft to the locking place. And once it's pushed down, that's whenever this fan can start oscillating. Because once it's pushed down, the worm gear is making contact with the worm, rotating, which causes the shaft gear under it to rotate as well, which then turns the crank gear. And the crank gear is attached to the, like it's called, the crank at the bottom. And then so this crank gear is part of a 4-bar mechanism. And this mechanism causes the whole thing to oscillate. It consists of 4 parts: the crank, which is causing the thing to change in motion, the long bar right there that's connected by the 2 screws, and then at the end of that bar is the fixed member, which is the part that stays in place. And the last and fourth member is actually the motor itself. So all 4 pieces make up the 4-bar system. But obviously it moves at a lot slower speed than the actual fan, because if it was moving as fast as the fan, the whole thing would break way sooner. But that's how this fan works.